A psychiatrist survived 4 Nazi concentration camps and walked out with a formula for why some people break and others don't, and it has nothing to do with strength, luck, or talent. Viktor Frankl spent years in Auschwitz watching men who had every reason to give up find reasons to keep going, and men who had every advantage collapse overnight. His conclusion, published in Man's Search for Meaning, is the most uncomfortable idea in all of psychology. Suffering itself is not the problem. The meaning you attach to it is. Here are 5 lessons that will change how you see every hard thing in your life. Lesson 1. You can't always choose what happens to you, but you can always choose how you respond. Frankl watched guards strip prisoners of everything: names, clothes, family, food. But here's what nobody tells you about those camps. The one thing the guards couldn't confiscate was the space between stimulus and response. Frankl called it the last human freedom. Some prisoners used that space to share their last piece of bread. The external situation was identical. The internal choice was not. Lesson 2. Meaning is more powerful than pleasure. Frankl noticed the prisoners who survived longest weren't the healthiest or the strongest. They were the ones who had something to live for: a child waiting at home, a manuscript to finish, a promise to keep. One man kept himself alive by imagining himself lecturing to students about the psychology of the camps after the war. He turned his nightmare into material. That's meaning doing what no painkiller can. Lesson 3. Purposeless success is its own kind of suffering. Frankl treated wealthy American patients after the war, people with money, status, every comfort. Many were miserable. He called it the existential vacuum. They had everything except an answer to the question, why does this matter? A full schedule is not the same as a full life. Lesson 4. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Not in a dismissive way. Frankl lost his wife, his mother, his brother in those camps. But he argued that if you can find a why, you can survive almost anyhow. A grieving widower came to him, unable to function after his wife died. Frankl asked him one question: what would have happened if you had died first? The man went pale. She would have suffered unbearably, he said. Frankl replied, you are spared that, and your suffering is the price of her being spared. The pain didn't change. The meaning did. The man walked out of the office, standing upright. Lesson 5. Responsibility is freedom. Frankl said the Statue of Liberty on the East Coast should have a statue of responsibility on the West Coast. Real freedom is an absence of constraint. It's owning your response to constraint. The traders who last in markets don't just manage risk. They manage meaning. They have a system, a why, and a response ready for every outcome. Vishmaster automates exactly this. At vishmaster.live.